Let's get started. My name is Kelly. Welcome. If you don't know me, I'm the owner of Dogkind. I specialize in helping fearful, feral, timid dogs build confidence and help you build trust with your sensitive dog. And today we're talking about, again, why your dog might be afraid of you or sometimes avoidant of you or timid with you, even though you've been doing everything you can figure out to do to help them feel more comfortable. Why is my fearful dog stuck? What common mistake you might be making that can hurt your bond? This is for you if your dog is timid around you or scared of you and you've been trying to do everything right, but you're just not making progress and you have no idea why your dog still doesn't trust you or what to do about it. So what are you missing? There are lots of reasons your dog might be stuck where they are in training or in their sort of confidence building, but a really common one is missing signs of fear or discomfort when you interact with your dog. This can result in your dog learning that you are not, in fact, safe, and that can erode the trust that you're trying to develop with them. And so something I hear a lot that I'd like you to let me know in the comments if this is you or if you've heard someone else say this. Often people will say, my dog is fine. My dog's fine with that, when perhaps they are not. And something, probably one of the main points I'd like you to leave with today is that an absence of a really big reaction, like an aggressive reaction or running away or flinching away, the absence of that kind of really obvious reaction does not mean a dog is fine. Common contexts where I see this a lot, where a very fearful dog may look fine to their guardian, but when we watch video together, they actually aren't totally fine, include when you approach them, if you offer a treat, especially by hand, when you pet them, maybe put on equipment like a leash or collar. For smaller dogs, when you pick them up, that's a really common time where I hear a lot of people say, she's fine with it. And then we look at the video together and in fact, the dog does not look particularly comfortable. Okay, so what to watch for? Things that might tell you that your dog is not fine, but are kind of more subtle, so you might miss them. And this is not an exhaustive list for sure, but with the dogs I work with who tend to be more shut down and afraid of everything, including their own people, these are really common ones. If your dog is very still, doesn't move around a lot in a certain situation or at all, that is often an indication they're not comfortable. Ears partly or fully back or pinned, lip licking, a tense closed mouth, turning the head away from you, or turning their eyes toward you without turning their head, which will result in the white of the eye showing. And we're going to look at some examples of this. Okay, so now we're going to look at a first video example. Watch it carefully, maybe jot down some notes, or you can put in the comments below where you're watching this video if you're here live. And tell me what you're seeing. Are you seeing any of these signs that the dog maybe is not fine? And then we'll watch it again together and I'll tell you what I'm seeing. These are just stock videos, so these aren't, they're just free public videos from Canva. Okay, so what did you see there? Anyone have any ideas? Is this dog fine? Let's watch it together. I'm going to have some notes on the screen. So here you see that the ears are a little bit back and down. Now, if you haven't spent a ton of time staring at dogs' ears, this might not yet be obvious to you, but just keep an eye on them as the angle of the camera changes a little bit. The mouth does look closed and kind of tense, and there you see the lip licking starting. So even though this guy might say, oh, my dog is fine being held and petted like this, there are at least some signs that the dog is not in fact fine with that. All right, next video. Get ready to share or jot down your observations. What are you seeing in this video from this dog? You see a lot of lip licking here. The mouth is closed and looks kind of tense. It's hard to tell in a floofier dog, and the dog is there, looks at the person, but continually turns their head away from them. Tell me what you're seeing here. So what do you think? Is that dog comfortable? And if not, what are you seeing? So can you see that the ears are back and down here? You can see how it's, well, you can't see my pointer, but you can kind of see almost like the inside, like you're looking into the dog's ear. So they're pushed back. The dog is pretty still, and especially around a child, that makes me really nervous and looks tense, and that mouth is closed. And there you saw the white of the eye. I'll replay that last little bit there. Right there. As the dog looks toward the camera. All right, here's a dog who may, in behavior, look somewhat like some of your dogs. This is in slow motion, I think. Tell me what you're seeing here. Is this dog fine? All right, what do you think? Is the black dog here okay? And if not, what makes you think that? One thing that really jumped out to me, besides the ears looking a little bit back, which again might be hard for you to see if you don't spend as much time as I do looking at dog ears, the dog is really still. And there's that white of the eye as the dog looks to the left of the screen. And so that kind of stillness we see a lot in our anxious and shut down dogs. So something to pay attention to. And stillness of the body is one of the very common signs of discomfort I see in dogs whose guardians think they're fine, that the dog's okay. And so that's worth paying attention to. Okay, this is the last one. And this dog doesn't, in general, look as nearly as frightened of people as probably a lot of your dogs are. But I like it because you get to see the transition in body language, so watch this closely, between before and after they pick the dog up. So they've just picked the dog up and put it on the exam table. Is this dog fine? So watch how we go. Actually, I froze it at a good point right there. Watch how we go from an open mouth, like maybe I'm just getting some petting here. Oh no. The dog's mouth isn't actually closed, but definitely looks tense to me. They closed it most of the way. Hunkers down a bit here. Ears are back. There's actually some other stuff going on. You see some furrowing brow and things here. But yeah, that closing of the mouth, the ears going back, lowering the body weight. And when you see right here also, some furrowing of the brow, kind of a worried grimace, like the mouth opens wide on the sides. So anyway, this dog is not, I would say is not fine. So I hope that gave you some food for thought. What I would love you to do is go ahead and take some video sometime when you're interacting with your dog, when you think your dog is fine or you're not sure. I like to watch the video back in regular speed first and then watch it in slow-mo and watch for some of these signs and take some notes and even watch it multiple times. I have found that with my own dogs, sometimes it's a third or fourth run through before I catch something that I didn't see the first few times. Take notes, and this will be your starting point. It's hard to help your dog feel safe and build trust with them, which is required to build their confidence, if you can't tell when they're uncomfortable. So if they're having a lot of these little moments of discomfort, those are things we have to first recognize and then fix before we can build trust and confidence. If you don't already have the free guide, Caring for Your Fearful Dog, this is great for those of you who have dogs who are really shut down, who are afraid of everything and everyone. Dogkindtraining.com/care. It's a free PDF you can download.